kind of single investigator mode or model is really inhibiting all the activities of research. And usually people would like to build their own small kingdoms. Some of the professors have their own students and they consider that as research. Research, especially in science, is too complex. We know that. And it's too costly to fund the single investigator mode, which we are adopting in Yemen. A team approach to research must be trusted and adopted in Yemen, which we also lack a lot. A few research areas chosen for each faculty, not everything for everybody. Money given for research usually results in partly equipped laboratories, which we really cannot make use of satisfactorily. That were neither used nor maintained. So most of we have now in the Faculty of Science and Medicine, we have 2 electron microscopes which we purchased maybe in the 1980s. And since they were installed, they have not produced a single research paper. They are all obsolete now and nobody is making use of them. The central laboratory model is one of the potential good ideas, but faculty level administration must work to make sure that access is really offered to all professors. Next, please. The second mentality problem is the bondage of discipline or to discipline. Most fruitful research areas of research are now interdisciplinary, which we don't believe in, and this is one of the reasons I think the university is responsible for that. Cross the lines and traditional subjects. One of the examples is biophysics, biochemistry, and so on, where we have 2 disciplines merged together. The third mentality problem is an institutional barrier. Then that concerns the promotion system. Even if professors can change their mentality, we will find that the rules that govern the promotion is really an obstacle. No professor can be promoted unless he has a certain number of single author papers. If a biologist, for example, co-authored a paper with physicists, it will not count for any of them because it is not in his field, as they say. Next, please. If we go back to the same, I just said that for solid-state physicists cannot co-author a paper with a biologist or an economist and expect to that the paper will count toward his promotion. And this is why the decline of any teamwork in this interdisciplinary model. Likewise, if all of his or her research is in a team, so he or she won't be a single author, and again, their paper will not count for promotion. Next, please. The timetables which we have for teaching, again, are a big obstacle for research. There are too many students to be admitted to the university, and this places an extra burden on instructors. For example, I teach the first-year students. Personally, I have about 280 students in 2 groups. So I have to teach them all 2 hours on Saturday and 2 hours on Monday. And because of that, if you look at this, and then we attend the practicals, I think most of the time during the week is occupied in teaching, supervising students, and no time for research for most of us, if they really do their teaching job properly. The university administrations do not see research as important. So the university must make sure that all the instructors are doing their work well, and all the courses are being taught properly. Next, please. Building facilities are also among the problems we have. We don't have proper building for research, and there are no special rooms set aside for research for professors or for PhD students. Lack of all chips and support staff, especially technicians. We don't have trained or well-trained technicians to help in research or in teaching. And this is why we have a lack in these 2 points. The technicians are civil appointed and they get very low salaries, and hence they don't do their work properly. They go out and get some other jobs elsewhere. Again, no attention is given to ongoing training and professional improvement, like teleconferences and likewise. Next, please. Access to information is limited. We have a very old library and no access to journals or recent journals or the internet. Next. Yeah, this one is one of the problems we have. Most of our professors don't even know how to use the internet, and this is one of the big problems and shames. Next, please. Yeah, the Ministry of Higher Education now has just started working hard to create a system-wide internet backbone with the help, next please, with the help of many agents like NAFIC, the Dutch government, and Japanese, and so on. Next, please. Yeah. Finally, we have the funding problem, and I think, although this came last, but I think all previous points cannot be fulfilled without the availability of funding. I just put that thanks to Dr. Scott, who helped me in preparing this and helped in giving some very important points. All of these points, by the way, came out from a questionnaire which I gave to all my colleagues. I wrote about 120 ideas from different people, and I just summarized them. Before we just go, I just want to remind you of Yemen. If you can just go very quickly. These are our people in Yemen here who are really looking forward to do something. Next, please. This is the Al-Hajar, all of you. This is the old traditional agriculture terraces in Yemen. Next. This is the beauty of the nature in Yemen. This is one of the protected areas. This is Socotra Island, one of our prides. And the next shows also some of the trees. Next, please. Yeah, some of the dragon blood trees, which is endemic to Socotra Island. And just thankful, these are 2 of our children in Yemen. Let us all work to shape education for the future of these people. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Al-Karim. Dr. Karim is a board member, and without his presence in Yemen, we would have been able to accomplish very little. I want to ask you to hold your questions until they finish, and then we want to have a discussion where we want to engage you. We don't want you to be a passive audience listening. Take your notes, and then we will have, inshallah, a lively discussion. Next, I also want to make one correction. Dr. Al-Karim mentioned the books that we send at AAYSP in the central library of Sana'a University are the ones still in boxes. But we took the time, me and him and others, to distribute them to every college within Sana'a University. We put them in the libraries. We took them to Adan and Taz and Damar, and ourselves have put them in individual libraries, in departments, and we give them to faculty. But the books that we give to the central library are still in boxes. So it takes individual efforts to make these things happen. Our next panelist is Dr. Hussein Al-Qadi, who was in the Twitter for him to send us his bio on time, so we covered that bio for him. But Dr. Hussein Al-Qadi is one of those people who carry many hats. He is the epitome of a professor entrepreneur. He is currently the head of the Department of Pharmacology and Therapeutics at the Medical School at Sana'a University. He is also the president of the Yemeni Association for Pharmaceutical Scientists. He is also the chairman of a drug manufacturing company that's going to be in operation soon in Yemen for Lab Pharma, for pharmaceutical industries. And he gave me one additional card. He is involved in Index Copernicus. I think these are the few of what he does. I don't know how he puts all these things together, or does he know he's in America today, or Taz, or Adam? We will, somehow he figures it out.